Hi, I'm Nick Brown, pain specialist physiotherapist, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the third video in our Focus on Back Pain series, and I thought I'd make it a practical one. So today we're going to go through some simple movements that can help when you have back pain. Remember, this video is for general information only and is not intended as individual medical advice. So as we heard in the previous video, movement can help back pain. And these can be more specific movements, which we'll go through today, or more general or whole body movements, like walking and swimming. The key is to find something that you enjoy and can keep doing. Interestingly, a recent research trial showed that there was a reduced risk of low back pain recurring when someone followed a progressive walking program. So it can be as simple as that. Okay, so I'll go through some movements now that can be done any time of the day. Some people like them first thing in the morning, helps them to get up and get going. Others do them during the day, and some do them before bed, as it can help them be more comfortable at night. As a general rule, I wouldn't push into pain, but work within what we call your window of tolerance. So no wincing or grimacing. Exercising for pain is different to when you're trying to build strength, for example, so the number of reps is less defined. I would focus more on quality of movement over quantity. So I'm just doing it on the bed here. You can do it on your bed at home, or you can do it on a mat on the floor, wherever you feel most comfortable. So I'm just going to lie down. We know when we have pain, we also hold quite a lot of tension in our muscles. That's really common. So before we even start moving, I just want you to find the surface that you're on, whether that's the bed or whether it's the floor or mats. And just take some breaths. Take some what I call belly breaths, where you're taking the air right down into your lower part of the lungs, the diaphragm, and just taking some slower, deeper breaths. And as you breathe out, just letting your shoulders, the back of your shoulders, your back and your pelvis just sink into the surface, and also your feet where your knees are bent. And just letting those areas just go really heavy, and just letting go of any tension that you might be holding, so before we even start movement. Okay, so just to begin with our feet and knees together, I'm just going to slowly take them to one side and then the other. If you're in quite a lot of pain, then this movement can actually be quite small. It can just be a little way each side, focusing on just small, controlled, gentle movement. If you're looking for more of a stretch and your pain is settling down and you want to go a little bit further, then you can also drop the knees all the way to one side and then to the other side, depending on how flexible you are. And other variations of this is also taking the legs one way and the arms and the head the other. So you can have as much rotation and stretch as you feel that you need at this time. And if that's too much, then again you can just go back to the small movements side to side. The next one we're going to do is just bringing the knee towards the chest, and you're sort of hugging onto the knee and just bringing that towards you. And you may feel that stretch through the buttocks, you may feel it pulling the back as well. So before, we're not pushing into pain, but you're wanting to feel some kind of stretch or movements or tension. And remember to breathe, and you may find that you can go a little bit further. So we're not forcing anything, we're not yanking the leg, we're just taking it into the stretch that the body feels that it needs at this time. And then release, swap sides. You may find one side is easier than the other, or one side goes a bit further. The variation on that stretch is to hold behind the thigh and to lift the leg straighter. This can help. Some people have got quite tight hamstrings. If your sciatic nerve feels tight and you get a nervy type pain when you do this, then I wouldn't hold the stretch. You literally just go into a sensation and then you turn it off again, so you come out of it. If it's purely muscular stretch, then you can hold that more sustained. And release. And change sides. Some of you may be able to bring the toes a little bit towards you, or that may be too strong at the moment, in which case you can just relax the foot. And release. The next one's a pelvic tilt, so where you're lying on the bed, you may notice you may have a small gap where your back curves inwards. You may not if your back is flatter. But you can put your own hands there, or you can just imagine that you're pressing your lower back into your hands. So you're sort of tilting the pelvis backwards. So you imagine your pelvis and you're tilting it back, and you're sort of lifting up, you're scooping up the tailbone, the bottom. And then release. And you can also make sure that you're breathing at the same time. When you breathe out, you release. Breathing in as you tilt back. And breathing out and release. A couple more times. And this time when you go back, can you keep rolling up from the tailbone? And can you float the pelvis up off the bed? This doesn't have to be very high. Even just a little way, you'll feel that starts to work the muscles around your trunk and your buttocks and the back of the hamstrings. And down again. So you tilt back, lift the tailbone, and then keep going, keep rolling up till you're resting on the back of your shoulders. Get that high. And breathe. And as you breathe out, curl back down. And release. And obviously you can do these as many times as you feel that you need to. So coming up now, rather than just getting up by doing a giant sit-up, which we often do, if you have back pain, you may find it a lot more comfortable to roll onto your side, let your legs drop as your top half comes up. And another one that people find quite helpful is what's called child's pose in yoga. So you come onto all fours, so onto your hands and onto your knees and your feet behind you. And then just as far as you feel comfortable going until you feel the stretch that you need, take your bottom back towards your heels and your arms stay out in front. Now it may just be a little way, and that may be all you need. You may have your arms further out and come closer to the bed or floor. If you want to, you can make your knees wider, so you can come down a bit lower. You may even rest your head on the bed. And just hold as long as you need. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up into the 4-point kneeling position. Okay, I'm just going to come and sit on the edge of the bed. I'm just going to go through a couple more here. So sometimes when I first get up, what I really want to do is just some nice big shoulder rolls. Oops, just checking it's still recording then. So you can do nice big rolls one way. You can change direction. Okay. And then with your hands on your lap, we can do a version of a cat-cow from yoga, which you can also do on all fours, but I thought I'd show you in sitting for ease. So as you breathe in, You roll forward on your sit bones, lift up with the chest and the head. And as you breathe out, you sink back on the sit bones, lower through the chest, lower the head, and almost like rounding off the back. And breathing in and lift up. Our backs just need to be able to move. Sometimes when we're in a lot of pain, it just seems to get stuck in one position and it finds it hard to move out of it. So anything we can do just to gently encourage this lovely movement that's going to increase the circulation, it's going to stimulate all the nerves, and it's going to, so many good things for our body. It just feels good to move. Our backs normally feel more uncomfortable if they're really tight or stiff, or they're just not being moved through their range. But it's finding a way to do that, obviously, when you have pain. So starting small and building up slowly. That's usually the way that we say. One more I'll just show you as I'm sat on the edge of the bed here. It's just a bit of side to side. Again, our backs are designed to move in all directions. Forwards and backwards, side to side, twisting one way and the other. You can also do this in standing. I'm not at this moment because I've thought my head's going to disappear out of shot, so I'll just stay doing it in sitting. Again, just as far as you feel. Arms can stay down the side. You could also bring your arms over if you want a little bit more of a stretch through the side of the trunk. And back to the middle. Thank you for joining me today, and if you have any comments, just pop them below, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.